So guys, welcome to, I've been promising this walkthrough for quite a little bit of time here, so I finally got some time where I'm going to do this. So over to my right now, I've got this 2022 Winnebago Spirit, which is supposed to be the same thing as a Minnie or Minnie Winnie, one of the two things, but this is the 22R, and this is supposed to be, it's a Class C RV, right? I switched to this from a Class B, which was my Winnebago Revel, and I've got videos on that here, but the Winnebago Revel just kind of got a little bit smaller, and this kind of gives me a little bit more room. So what we're going to do today, we're just going to go over, what we're going to do today is we're going to go over a couple of things, kind of show you guys, do a little walk around, show you the storage, so we show you inside. We'll talk about some of the good things and the bad things, things that I think, you know, somebody who's probably trying to buy one may want to know. So that's the idea of this video, and so we're gonna get cracking. All right, so we'll start from the outside. Okay, so one thing, where's the camera? Oh, there it is. One thing about this RV is, you know, I guess it's an American thing, that's how they build them all, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of designing in the front. So whenever I look at this on the front and I'm just like, couldn't they have done that better? But inside is actually a bed system in there where you would actually sleep or store things or whatever else not. So I don't know, it kind of maybe has to be like that. But I feel like they could put a little Italian in it and kind of spice it up a little bit, make it look better. But that's what you get from the outside. I love the roof marker lights out there. It looks pretty menacing when you're driving at night. That's cool. Over here in the engine compartment, this is actually pretty cool. I'm going to pop this open. So the cool thing about this engine is that it's that Godzilla engine that they put in the new Ford F-350s. So if you are looking in here, this is actually pretty fantastic, and there's two versions of this engine. There's the high output one, and then there's the lower output. They actually put the high output Godzilla engine in here, so this is actually pretty cool. I like that about it. But we'll close that up. And the lights are great, good visibility at night. The high beams totally light up the road, so that's pretty cool. And then this is that safety system. So this is the radar that kind of controls your distance between you and the next vehicle. So adaptive cruise control, I think they call it. That's what that is over there. And then we'll come on over here to the side. This is the E350 platform. They also make this in an E450, and I'm not quite sure what the differences are between that E350 and the 450. Maybe like towing capacity or gross vehicle weight rating or something like that, but the E350 seems to operate just fine, and you know, it's got good enough power, it's able to accelerate, so I don't really have a problem with that. Nice big mirrors, you can fold them just like that, and I kind of had to fold them because where I have to drive in to get into my backyard here, the fence was kind of too high, so I had to fold them, too high and too narrow, so I had to fold them like that just to get in. So obviously a nice feature. They don't telescope because they already kind of come out a whole lot, so they don't actually need to telescope at all. So I like the way they're set up. So down here is a camera, and whenever you put the indicator on in order to turn left or turn right, there's one on the other side as well. It actually switches to a camera view so you can actually see behind you or see beside you or your blind spot area. So I like that. I think that's kind of cool. Down here, we will have our Onan generator, QG4000. That's pretty cool. So if you want to use AC and things like that when you're off-road, that's what you would actually activate and use that. You're supposed to run it every once in a while as well and just kind of put a load on it so you don't just wait to use it once in a blue moon. So just like a maintenance cycle. So that is that. Over here, this compartment here, you can see the cable coming out of here, but this is the compartment that houses the shore power cable, and I love the fact that they made it so long. So this is about 30 feet long. I actually have it rolled all the way through, and it's kind of going all the way to the workshop over there where I have it plugged in. But that's super cool that they made it that long. And if you look inside here, it actually has a place where you can plug it into whenever it's not in use, or once you roll it up and you put it in here, you actually just plug the other end into that, so it kind of holds it there. And then down here is your gas or your propane system. So your hot water and your furnace use propane from this. You just have to remember to turn it on before you use it, but that's the system right in there. Okay. And then over here is going to be your, if you were going to winterize and do all that kind of stuff, this is where you would do that. This is the hot water system over here. So that's what that looks like in there. Continuing down, we got a cable in. All right, so you can get some TV. You got the city water or city fill. If you were plugged into a campsite or whatever, you can get the water hose and put it in there, and that's how you get water. This is just a breather for the furnace or hot water. Over here is your gas, and you just put regular gas. This is not diesel or anything like that. It's just regular gas, so which is actually great. You don't have to deal with death, so that's cool. Over here you've got your wastewater or black tank flush, or sorry, black tank flush. So you would hook up your hose to this after you drain all your liquids and whatever else not. You hook up a hose to that. It actually allows you to clean out that black water tank so that it's not so grimy in there. We'll say that. This is actually pretty cool. So this is storage here in the back, and what's cool about this is that another thing, okay, one more thing that's cool about this before we get into what's cool about this. There are only 3 keys to this whole RV, and that's amazing because usually you buy an RV, there's like 12 keys or something crazy like that. But one key unlocks this, another key unlocks the door, and then the third key is just the ignition key, just to start the vehicle. So that's actually impressive. But anyways, I digress. This is the storage area. And if you open it, this is actually pretty big. It also houses the spare tire, which is what you see in there. And then we kind of have a bunch of nonsense in here, but there's some camping chairs. There's some blocks for the RV, which are important when you're on uneven ground. I've got some helmets for motorcycles. And this is those containers that you get at Home Depot or your local hardware store. But you can actually put 2 of them, one on top of the other. That's how much room is in here. So that kind of gives you an idea, and it's just that mid-level or mid-size one. So that gives you an idea of exactly how big this area is. And to do you one better, I'm going to get a tape measure. All right. So the entrance to this is about 27 inches. All right, and this is cool. It kind of has a catch somewhere on here. There it is. So I can flip this open, like so. And then it kind of holds it in place, all right? And how deep is this, or is this? So that's about 62 inches all the way to one end, and then and that's about 49 inches wide. So pretty big open space in there. We'll close this up. All right. And then what else do we have in the back? So nice lighting. Oh, the camera in the back. So that's also pretty cool. We got this camera, and it gives you a view of the hitch area. If you were towing something, you can actually see that, or if you're backing up, that's kind of cool as well. You can see where you're going, because one of the biggest problems with trying to back up something this big is not being able to see where you're going. So that's actually pretty helpful, and I like that. And you can see at night with it. That camera it's a pretty good camera. Down here, the other thing is we have got a hitch. So this hitch system right here can tow about 5,000 pounds. So that's a tongue weight of about 500 pounds. And it's got the big connector here. And that's that. This bumper that you see right here that's integrated into the system, also pretty cool. These just pop out or pop open. And if you look down in here, this is the tube for your utilities. So that kind of just stacks up in there, and the cap goes on top of that. And it's on there pretty good. It's never fallen off or anything like that, so that's cool. All right, let's see. Ladder goes up to the roof. Roof is pretty cool. It's open, it's flat. We actually set up there on the 4th of July to actually watch fireworks. So it's actually pretty cool up there, trying to figure out a situation. There's no solar yet, which is another reason why there's so much room up there. Eventually we'll put solar up there, and it's going to take up some of that room, but it's nice to be able to go out there and just kind of sit and relax. And we're actually thinking about getting some small little chairs that are kind of low to the ground, and then you can kind of just sit up there and, I don't know, relax, watch a concert, go to the drive-in, whatever. Over on the side, I got this awning out just so you guys could see this. I think this is pretty cool right here as well. It extends about, what is that? I'm going to say 6 feet maybe. Actually more than that, so that's about 8 feet that it extends out. And it's almost the whole length of the vehicle going from the back to the front, or at least to the door area right there. So that is cool. Over on this side, this is that same storage area that we just saw from the back. And you can open this, and this is just the same view, or a different view of that same storage unit. Again, it's got the catch system here, so you can keep that from shutting on you. All right. And what's cool about this side is that it's a little bit bigger, and that's about, 39-inch opening, so you can put things that are just a little bit longer, and 19 and 3/4 inch tall. So that's that. Close that up. Going down the side, if you have to fill up with water, this is where your water goes right here. All right, so before we go camping, usually we just kind of fill up with water. And it kind of sucks that you're traveling with all that water, because I think a full tank is about 383 pounds, I believe, of weight you get when you fill up the whole tank. But I'll put that in the bottom of the video here if that's not correct. But I think that's about how much weight you have in water if you fill it up. Next, coming down here, we've got another keyed locking compartment here. Open that up, and it's just a bunch of storage. We actually have nothing in here because you kind of actually forget how much storage you have. But again, it's got the catch here. As I drop my tape, put that there. And then I'm going to put the tape in here so you guys can kind of see how deep this is. So this is about 24 and a half inches, and about 33 inches inside. And the opening itself is 8 inches. Okay. So that's cool. And again, it locks with that same key that locks all your storage places around here. And then what do we have? TV over here, and then you've got some general 110 outlets over here as well. So if you were camping, you can still use your inverter outside. Maybe you're, plugging in a TV or whatever you're doing out here. Nice little windows. I wish that they were, frameless, but they're not. But whatever, that's a nice window. It's got another one over there. It's got a mesh screen in it, so I can open this without having to worry about bugs. So that's cool. A nice little light over the top of the window here. And there's also lighting on this awning right here that runs kind of like that Christmas or party light kind of situation, but it runs right. If you can look up here, you can see the little LEDs kind of running across that black strip right there. All right, and then we're almost all the way around, so that's just the mirror on the other side, and down here is that same camera that we were talking about from the inside, and that gives you your blind spot whenever you're turning. And just like the other side, this also manually folds. So, all right, I think we're going to go inside.